My name is Richard Ofori Agyemang. The firstborn of 5 children, 3 deceased, 2 survived. The son of John Kwasi from Adanse Fomena, and Grace Abaji from Bomso here in Kumasi. First and foremost, a broadcaster, a marketer, and then a politician. I married to Dorcas Agyemang, and we are blessed with 4 children, all of them boys. Then currently, Ghana is in a kind of economic turmoil. We have gotten to such an alarming stage, such that even Sri Lanka's currency, Sri Lanka's rupee, is doing much better than the Ghanaian cedi. And if you're going to look at the country where not long ago, less than 2 months ago, the whole country was under siege. The people had taken over the presidential palace. The economy had collapsed. It was bad, and we have had to overtake them in such a bad manner. Then we are in a difficult time. Ghana is in a difficult turmoil. It's a yes and no. If you are going to look at figures in nominal terms, then you say that the NPP has this region as just stronghold. But if you're going to look at the dynamics of electoral figures, then would say that it's also our IMF. If this is the World Bank of the NPP, then this is our IMF, because per the records, every time that we do well in the Ashanti region, the NDC is well positioned to win an election. Even in the last election, we had the second largest vote in terms of nominal figures from across the country, region by region. The second one came from the Ashanti region. So, yeah, one would, if you look at the number of seats that the NPP gets here in this region as compared to the number of seats that we get here in the Ashanti region, one would be tempted to say that, yes, this is the stronghold of the NPP. But recently, the dynamics is changing. For the very first time, I've seen an NPP president come to town. He goes to a tomb and he gets hooted at. He goes to Ebuakwa, then he gets hooted at. He goes to Manso, he gets hooted at. It's something that is unimaginable. And I go through that same stretch with my NDC flag on my car, and people see me and they're giving me fans, and they're doing, oh, yes, the same. So clearly, you see that the NDC is on the rise. People are now moving away from this. It's our tradition. We are Ashantis, and this what we inherited from our forebears. Our grandfathers and our grandmothers were predominantly UP people, so we don't have a choice. People are now beginning to look at who has performed well, who can better deliver on the values and aspirations of the ordinary Ghanaian. And so people are beginning to give the NDC a good ear. And I believe that as regional secretary, one, the NDC has our own comparative advantage here in this region. We have things to show, we have records to show. In fact, apart from the Rotary Park, there's no garden for which we could call Kumasi Garden City. Everything that transformed the face of the business and economy of Kumasi has been brought about by the NDC. And I believe that if we're able to articulate these points well, Kumasi does businesses. We have built the largest registrar general's office here in Kumasi. Kumasi has land management issues. We have built the largest lands commission building here in Kumasi. Kumasi is at the center stage at the development of media, especially radio and television. And we have given them the National Communications Authority building to regulate the business in the northern sector. Kumasi is the hub of business. We have given them the KJTR market complex. Kumasi becomes an important region in aviation and air travels. And we have started the Kumasi airport, for which President Akufo-Addo came, stopped it, and asked the same contractor to continue and wants to share. But it's okay. Everybody understands and appreciate the fact that the idea, the concept, and the money and the actual start was executed by the NDC. So we have a good story to tell. If you come to my hometown of Obuasi, everything that has transformed the face of the Obuasi, come to think about the university campus that is currently flourishing, the KNUST City campus in Obuasi, which is flourishing, the High Court, the industrial hub, the 2 market complex, Kwasi Park, Kunka, everything has been brought about by the NDC. If you go to Mampong, It is the NDC that is giving them potable water. Go to Kumewu, you go to Konongo, potable water. Everything that transforms the life and the well-being of the ordinary people in the Ashanti region is brought about by the NDC. So we're going to leverage on that. Two, the second thing I'm going to do is that they say, if in our language, they say Yedinam Yinam. So I am the fish, which is being put on the dryer. So we're going to put it in the river, and I'm sure the NDC is going to pluck a lot of fishes out of the Ashanti River. Beyond that, there are lots of things that we can do. Those are things that we should not be discussing on the media because those are strategies. Our opponents should not know what you want to do exactly. But when I meet the party people, I tell them what I want to do, and I believe that we'll get the figures. At least we're looking. I want to talk about what numbers we're looking at in the media, but we're looking at a favorable number that will position the NDC well enough for us to win the 2024 election. I believe that the NDC people believe in my capacity, and they know that when it comes to being tough, I am tough. When it comes to being ahead of the people who are thinking and planning for the NPP, those that they have elected to steer the affairs of the party in this region, my people know that I'm way ahead of them in terms of intelligence and strategy. And when it comes to getting the security dynamics well handled too, my people know that I have the capacity to do with it. So I am sure that I'm going to emerge victorious as a regional secretary, and we'll put in place martial resources, and we'll make sure that the NDC is well grounded and positioned in the Ashanti region. And come 2024, we'll be telling a good story. Okay, to talk about my region, I am an indigenous Adansi boy, grounded in history and tradition. My grandfather is the great Kwasi Ofori Agyemang, who had to ascend the Adansis on 3 consecutive terms. I was raised in the palace. I'm versed with tradition and our culture. I understand the cultural dynamics of my region very well. Politically, I have toured all the boundaries of this region, right from Dadieso to Abesewa before you get to Bichim Junction, right from Edra, Sechodumase, through to Asen Praso, right from Yinehini, where we share border with Bebiani, through to Nobukwao, to take you to Tepa. Before you get to Mankanso at the Jama, you go to because I know my region very well, I know the boundaries very well. I have a fair idea of our cultural and traditional setting. I know how the people of Setio came into being. I know how the Fijes came into being. I know how the Ananses existed. I have a fair idea of the Ashanti setting. Politically, I have been involved with active partisan politics, and in this case, the NDC politics, when I was 18 years. Then it was Tafuswami constituency. It had not been split into 2. My chairman was Mr. Banahine, my secretary was Mr. Kwasi, and then I think I was in Form 5 or lower 6 then. I was co-opted as an executive member of the Tafuswami constituency, even at that tender age. So you should know that I have been around. My mom has been the longest serving regional women's organizer for the 31st December Women's Movement. So growing up, I saw activism from home, the NDC activism. So virtually all the big men in this region, you talk about the Daniel Ohine Jekums, you talk about the Samuel Sapos, you talk about the Pimpo Mafus, you talk about the Osei Mensen, all of them, they call me their nephew, and I call them uncle, because when they started the whole NDC arrangement, I was a schoolboy and I was following in their footsteps, and I have seen how the party has grown and emerged to become a formidable force. So I'm politically connected. I've been municipal chief executive for Obuasi, which is the 4th most powerful position in this region. So if I was not connected, there's no way I could become chief executive for a big city like Obuasi and move. There's only one strategy left for the NPP in this region, TV. You can't break the 8 with this mess. The excruciating hunger that people are going through, poverty, the impoverishing people. They cannot, under any stretch of imagination, break the 8 with this kind of performance, where your debt to GDP ratio is nearing 104%, you are behaving as if you have never been to school before, you are behaving as if that you can't reason and think, everything is gone haywire. You don't break the 8 with this abysmal performance. There's only one thing left for the NPP, TV, and we will crush them. And we know that in 2024, some of us will die. You understand? And we are not ready to run away from that fact. They killed 8, they can kill 20. They could include me. I do not care. You understand? But we are ready to die and save this country. And trust me, we will die and save this country. But if they try killing people, those who will die will not only come from the NDC, some of their people will also die. In 2024, we will not be the one to throw the first blow. It won't happen. God forbid that the NDC will be the one to throw the first blow. But if they dare throw a punch, we will not sit down quite like we did in 2020 and watch them. If they throw one blow, rest assured they can take 3 every time. So some will die, aside alone. Some of their people will also die. No, we won't call for a war. What we are saying is that the strategy that they used by using military and party boys dressed in military clothes to attack and maim our people, if that thing happens, we will respond. We are not going to call for a war. They control government, they control police, they control the security. We should all go into the elections and behave responsibly. You don't say that because you have the military, you have the police, and you have the... We'll meet you. No. That one, some of us will admit, we are ready for it. Some of us would die, but they can't kill of us. But I'm saying that once some of our people will die, be rest assured that some of their people will also die. My last message is, I wish that we'll go into the 2024 elections as civilized people, as people created by God, who have been given the brain to think and reason, and know that elections is only an end to a means, but it is not one that is supposed to turn this country upside down. This is the ballot box. This is the ballot paper. Let's go according to the rule of the game. Let's not stupidly and foolishly intimidate. Let's do it fairly. We would have a peaceful Ghana and would coexist. Whoever emerges as the victor, it's the will of God that has prevailed, and we'll live with it peacefully. But if the people who are in charge of security decide to behave like beasts, we'll meet them. My prayer is that we won't get to this point. My prayer is that the National Peace Council and the opinion leaders in this country, the religious leaders, will begin to speak up before we get to the point of no return, because we will not sit down and be intimidated and be cowed ahead of the 2024 election. It is not going to happen. We will pray for peace, but if we are attacked, we will respond.